Gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever carried the entire world on your shoulders every day, silently, until one day you cracked? I want to tell you the story of a gentleman called Frank. So Frank was a man that was carved from quiet resilience. He was 35 years, tall guy, broad-shouldered, the kind of man whose very presence commanded respect. By day, Frank moved with the measured precision of an accountant in a Nairobi insurance firm. But the air in that office was thick. It was thick with tension, thick with disdain. His boss, a scowling, uneducated man, actually a brute, I would call him a brute, from a place called Wamunyoro. He had slithered into that position through nepotism. And this man really despised Frank's polished speech, his quiet competence, the way he carried himself like a man who knew his worth. "You're too proud," the boss would sneer at Frank. Every word was a needle meant to puncture Frank's dignity. And for years, Frank endured. He swallowed the insults, swallowed his pride, and he buried the humiliation. Because that's what men do, isn't it? Men endure. As Sauti Sol sang, mwanaume kazi yake ni kuzoea. But then one evening, the dam broke. His boss' voice cracked over the phone. Okay? It was sharp and venomous. "You're dragging this department down. You won't last here," he yelled over the phone. These words crushed Frank. And in the dim glow of his South Sea living room, the one place that was meant to be his sanctuary, Frank broke down. His shoulders heaved as his tears spilled on his hands. And he turned to Kezia, his wife. He's supposed to ride or die friend or partner. This was a woman who had sworn to stand by him through thick and thin, through fire and storm. But what was her response when she saw her husband crying? It was pure disgust. She threw him a cold, withering stare, like then silence. And she turned her back and walked away, like she had seen something that is of great disgust. She was filled with revulsion. Later, her words cut deeper than any insult that Frank's boss had ever hurled at him. "I expected strength, not this," she told him. "You are weak." That's what she told him. And after that, the marriage bed grew cold. Intimacy was withdrawn, and the warmth that was there in Kezia's eyes, they turned to frost. Frank had made a big mistake, gentlemen. He had believed the lie that men are told. What is this lie that men are told? It is a lie that your woman wants to see you cry, that your woman wants you to be vulnerable, that vulnerability makes you attractive, and that toxic masculinity is solved by laying your burdens on your female partner or on your wife. Is this true? We have thought leaders like Richard Cooper, who says that he's the author of Unplugged Alpha. He says that most women cannot and will not carry the emotional load of their men. Because to them, that load is evidence of weakness, not strength. Think about it. The only people whose tears the world values are the tears of women and children. What about a man? A man? No. A man is supposed to solve problems. The world wants to know what you can do. How are you going to make this world a better place? And this is not just a red pill conjecture. From evolutionary psychology, and particularly the works of David Bass in The Evolution of Desire, David Bass explains that women are wired to seek competence, stability, and protection. They chase champions while men chase championships. Rollo Tomasi also says that women don't care about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and pick the winners. Esther Villa, the author of The Manipulated Man, bluntly said, women love men for what they can provide, not for the burdens that they can share. The only people whose tears are valued are women and children, gentlemen. A man is supposed to solve problems. Women want a winner. They love a winner. They want results. They don't care to be part of the messy process. Okay? The mainstream media will tell you that toxic masculinity is teaching you to bottle up your emotions. And they tell you that you should share with your woman what you're going through. They will tell you that a man crying shows inner strength and is a sign of secure masculinity or some such gynocentric blather. But this does not pay attention to several frameworks that we have from evolutionary psychology and from human experience. You need to understand this. Most women are already living in a swirl of emotional highs and lows, okay? And primarily because of their womb. Remember, the Greek word for womb is hysteria, and that's where the removal of the womb is called a hysterectomy. So the womb itself fills women with a lot of emotional highs and lows. They worry about their hair, their jobs, their pimples, their friends, their kids. Women are full of a lot of things to worry about. And when she comes home, she seeks stability, okay? Because she has a lot of inner chaos to deal with. And if you dump your problems on her, you don't become an anchor. You now become another storm. She is the tempest. You are supposed to be the watchtower. You're supposed to be the one that is stable. So when she comes to you, she's looking for stability, a positive presence, a break from her own emotional chaos. She doesn't want to hear about your stress, your frustrations, or your worries. Not because she's heartless, but because she's emotionally spent. Okay? When you load your problems onto her, it feels like more weight. And in her eyes, chips away at your strength. She begins to wonder whether she picked the right man or a fanciest beta male who lacks backbone. A woman wants to know that she has a competent man. She's not your therapist. She's not your mother. She wants you to be her strength. She is your woman, gentlemen, not your therapist. Be her rock, not another wave. She is the tempest. You must be the watchtower. Strength is not in complaining or crying, gentlemen. Strength is in overcoming. As a man, you must build yourself accordingly. So every man must remember this. Women don't want your tears. They want your strength. Society may preach vulnerability, but reality move towards resilience. Okay? Your struggles are yours to bear as a man. She is not your therapist. She is not your emotional dumping ground. Solve your problems. Don't hand them to her. If you have things you need to talk about, have your circle of brotherhood, have your circle of men that you can share your challenges and your frustrations with. Okay? Women love winners, not whiners. They stand at the finish line, they pick the winners, they crown the victor. That's what women do. They don't pity the man who is still crawling through the mud. Okay? Women love results. They don't want to be part of the messy process. What are you crying over workplace process? That chips away the image of competence that every woman wants her man to have. So they love winners and not whiners. Crying is for funerals and broken bones, not for workplace stress, not for life's daily stress. A man's tears are worthless to the world. Okay? She needs a rock, not another storm. Her own emotions are chaos enough. Your role, your role in that relationship is to provide stability, leadership, and unshakable calm. No one is coming to save you. Masculinity means standing tall, even when the world tries to break you. So, when it comes to strength versus weakness, strength is not in complaining, it is not in tears. Strength is in overcoming. Don't get it twisted. Solve your problems. Don't hand it to her. Okay? Also, when it comes to brotherhood and isolation, it doesn't mean bottling all up. Nobody is saying you should bottle up all your feelings. Okay? But build or join a network of men, brothers who can understand your struggles. Men were meant to share struggles with men. Okay? So join a network of men with whom you can share your struggles, and you need to be the fortress, not the flood of your wife. So Frank's mistake was believing that he could hand over his burden. But your challenge as a man is to carry yours and emerge stronger. Okay? Because the truth is timeless. Pressure was made for shoulders, not for hips. She needs your strength, not your struggles. Get unplugged. I'll see you on the next one.